Hello, everyone, and good day. Welcome to our ADAPT session for today. And I am Ms. Angelica Jimenez. I am assigned with your subject, technical writing. So I already know that you are aware how to write. However, in terms of reviewing for the licensure examination for teachers, we do not just stop in just writing. We also need to master the concepts or the ideas behind the writing. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that in this recorded video as we encounter some of the sentences, some of the common comma splices, or even run-on things about writing, as well as we are also going to talk about some concepts in terms of writing specifically for a paper. Instead of just discussing the concepts like what is technical writing, in this video, I am going to provide you 12 questions. Yes, you hear it right. 12 questions, which I will rationalize. So you try first answering the question and let's see if you get it correct. I also want you to comment your answers throughout and tell me what's your score out of 12. And right after that, there will be a quiz given to you personally. Okay, so let's have that. Okay, let's start with question number 1. What is the primary purpose of technical writing? Why do we need technical writing? Is it A, to entertain readers with creative storytelling? Or is it B, to persuade readers to adopt a particular viewpoint? C, to convey complex information clearly and effectively? Or D, to express personal opinions and emotions? Technical writing, okay? When we talk about this, we are dwelling on a formal writing, an academic writing, a business writing even. Okay, so what are the things we need to eliminate? Okay, what's the first thing we will eliminate here? Probably it is this one, the creative storytelling. Technical writing is not about writing creatively. Okay, you remember that? Again, it's academic writing. Another, personal opinions and emotions. In writing, in this technical aspect, we have to avoid providing our emotions, like explicit emotions like I am sad, I'm angry. We don't do that here. Now, to persuade readers to adopt a particular viewpoint or to convey a complex information. Between these two, the correct answer will be letter C, to convey complex information clearly and effectively. Maybe it will be confusing for you to answer either B or C, but the thing here is that whenever we talk about technical writing, the main purpose is to convey any kind of information clearly, not vaguely, or maybe that's something that is confusing, okay? And also it has to be effective. Persuasion, okay? Not everything about technical writing is an act of persuading people or influencing people. Sometimes in technical writing, we just wanted to inform them. So letter C is the correct answer. Have you got it right? Okay, let's proceed. Number 2. What are some, okay, characteristics or common characteristics of technical writing? Is it A, subjective language and personal anecdotes, B, ambiguous terminology and vague descriptions, C, clarity, precision, and accuracy in language, or D, extensive use of metaphors and similes? Again, this is similar with what we discussed with question number 1. I hope you already know the answer. The correct answer will be, sige, process of elimination muna. The first thing we will eliminate is this one, the metaphors and the similes. Again, we are not following creative writing features. Next, what else? Subjective language and the personal anecdotes. We are not writing narrative report. We are not writing narrative stories or personal stories. We can do narrative report, but not to the point of personal anecdotes. Okay. Then, as I have told you, we have to avoid giving confusing terms. So letter B is absolutely not correct. So the correct answer, once again, is letter C. Okay? All right. Next, number 3. Which of the following sentences is written correctly? A, this dog looks funny, isn't it? B, determining his best way to move forward. C, this dog has no problem at all, you just don't see it. Or D, find a way to move on. Okay, now we are proceeding with the sentence structure. Okay, because in technical writing, one of the foundations to write effectively is to know your grammar, to know your language. It will be difficult to provide accurate information, clear information, if you don't know how to write properly using the correct usage of the language. So the correct answer for this is letter A. Okay, this dog looks funny, isn't it? Okay, so that's the right answer. Now, for the letter B, this is not correct because we cannot start a sentence like this. There is no subject. Okay. Letter C, this dog has no problem at all. You just don't see it. It lacks comma. Okay, so there should be a comma here. And then letter D, finding a way to move on. Again, we can start a sentence like this. There is no subject. So definitely the answer is letter A. Ma'am, why isn't it? Well, because the word looks, that is a linking verb. Okay, this dog is funny. This dog looks funny. Okay, all right. Next, number 4. What is wrong with the following sentence? Clint didn't talk much. He just stared you down with cold, dead eyes. Is it a sentence fragment? It's a regular run-on sentence. It has a comma splice, or he should be capitalized. Whenever we talk about sentence fragment, it means there is either no subject or there is no predicate. What you are just having is just maybe a dependent clause or a phrase. When we talk about run-on sentence, it lacks comma. Then it has a comma splice, okay? There's a lot of comma, and then he, capitalization. The correct answer is letter B. Okay, look at this, it lacks comma. Clint didn't talk much, so there should be a comma here. Because this is already a new clause, just like the other one, right? Next, number 5. Choose the sentence that shows incorrect placement of the periods. This one is about putting a period and a quotation marks. What's the most appropriate way of doing that? Look at this letter A. We have here first a comma, and then a quotation mark, and then at the end, a period, and then a quotation mark. However, in letter B, quotation marks first, and then a period. What's correct? So, of course, we have to look with consistency. The correct answer will be letter A. Okay, that's the correct answer. Next, let's proceed. Number 6, we're halfway there. Choose the sentence that shows faulty parallelism. Okay, what's parallelism? It's about having the equal structures of phrase. If you started, or if you like using the word and or, there should be an equal structure. If you started with an ing, everything should be an ing. If you started with a verb and a noun, everything should be in a verb and a noun. And remember, when there's a verb, dapat they have the same structure for a verb. If they're in past tense, everything should be in past tense. Let's take a look at the examples. Letter A, the instructor handed out the syllabus, announced the test date, and assigned a research paper. Or letter B, the instructor handed out the syllabus, announced the test date, and a research paper. C, both A and B. D, neither A nor B. Here's the thing, people. Most of the time, whenever there's a licensure examination for teachers, you avoid questions or answers like both A and B. Sometimes it's not the correct, but most of the time it's okay. But let's see. Okay, nothing beats if you really know the question. So let's look at the parallelism here. We have handed out the syllabus. There is a verb in past tense, and then a noun. Another, announce the test date. Again, a verb, past tense, and then a noun. Lastly, a verb, past tense, and then a noun. So is this parallelism? Yes. Letter B. The instructor handed out the syllabus. See again. Announced the test date and a research paper. Where is the verb? There's no longer verb here. Definitely, this will be wrong. So the correct answer will be letter A. Okay. Did you do that? Are you able to answer that correctly? All right. I hope so. Let's proceed. Number 7. How about in number 7? Let's take a look. Which sentence here? Okay. Which sentence does not contain a euphemism? What is a euphemism? A euphemism is something that makes a phrase lighter so that it will be more acceptable with a group of people. For example, instead of saying I'm pregnant, I can say I'm carrying a baby. Instead of saying you're dead, you will say, or someone is dead, rather, sorry. You will say someone passed away. Okay, so it's making things lighter. Okay, so letter A. The senator said that only major revenue enhancements will balance the budget. B. Unfortunately, for his political future, the mayor has arrested for public drunkenness. C. The Volvo dealer sells new and pre-owned cars and trucks. Or letter D, all of the choices. Which sentence does not contain a euphemism? Meron ba sa A? How about B? C. Alright, so there is none. Okay. No euphemism at all, therefore everything. All of the choices is the correct answer. Next, number 8. What does the idiom barking up the wrong tree mean? Okay, you're barking up the wrong tree. What does it mean? A, chasing after a squirrel. B, planting a new tree in the garden. C, giving someone a dog as a gift. D, pursuing a mistaken course of action. I think this one is very obvious. You know, like, what's the most serious answer of the following? Definitely, it's letter D. Okay. All right. Next, number 9. The following recommendation was made in a technical document. The demand for our services has somewhat decreased, so hiring more personnel is not recommended. Now, here's the question. What is true about this recommendation? Do you think this is a good recommendation, people? A, it is an excellent recommendation. B, the language used is too vague. C, the author's opinion is not given. Or D, this recommendation is too specific. What's the answer? Let's do the process of elimination. Now, let's take a look about this one. Is it too vague? Is the language used vague? Is it hard for us to understand? No, it's easy, right? So we can actually eliminate this one. Next, is the author's opinion not given? Actually, no, because there is actually a recommendation. Hiring more personnel is not recommended. So therefore, okay, it is the author's opinion is given. Now we are only divided into two: excellent recommendation or too specific. Look at that. Hiring more personnel is not recommended. Is that specific? Okay. Actually, yes. Like it's very direct to the point. Like it's giving no options for other recommendation. Okay, so we will not agree that this is an excellent recommendation. So the correct answer will be letter D. This recommendation is too specific. Like you already said, the demand for our services has somewhat decreased, so hiring more personnel is more recommended. That's very specific. It's not recommended rather. So that one, letter D is the correct answer. Next, number 10. All of the following are advantages of electronic communication except A, it can be used to provide fast customer service and assistance. B, it allows you to receive and provide instant feedback. C, it is fast and inexpensive way to communicate. Or letter D, it is very safe and can only be read by the person who received it. What's the answer? Okay, the answer is, does electronic provides fast customer service? Definitely. Imagine without internet, without electronics, it will be hard. Receive feedback and provide it. Correct. Fast and expensive? Yeah. So the answer here is letter D. It's not safe. You're not sure if the person who received it is really the person you intend to read it. Okay, so 10, it's letter D. 11. All of the following are needed to adapt your message to the intended audience, except, okay, again, there's the word except. You know, when you see that, you have to highlight that one, people, right? So A, analyzing the various types of technical documents. B, knowing the audience attitudes, values, and beliefs. C, knowing the audience knowledge about the topic, or analyzing demographics of the intended audience. Which among the following is not really important once you start writing uh, a paper? And then we also have here the keyword adapting. Okay, adapting to the audience. So if it's about adapting to the audience, the answer will be, look at this one, audience, audience, audience. So Sherwin, itong letter A ang tamang sagot. Okay, because this is all about the documents. If we just stated that maybe about writing a document, definitely it's letter A is a good answer. However, kasi I mean A is also a good answer for writing a document. However, we're talking about the audience, so letter A tayo. Okay? Last but not the least, guys, for this one, I hope that somehow you get refreshed with our discussion for technical writing. We have number 12. Martha is writing. Martha, well, actually, I watched a movie called Who is Martha? Martha is writing a technical document about the current financial status of her company. In which part of the document will Martha explain why the information is needed? Provide a preview of the document's content. Explanation and preview. Is it the headings, conclusions, introductions, or closing? When you talk about the preview, definitely X na agad si closing and conclusion. So we are divided again with two options, headings and introductions. So what will be it? Look, preview, pwede si headings. However, may explanation eh. Do we put an explanation in headings? No, we don't. So the correct answer will be letter C. All right, that's it. Actually, that's how we have that. So we will be having a quiz regarding that. So your teacher will probably give that to you. So thank you so much for being with me through this review. I hope that somehow you're refreshed this one. Most likely, technical writing is about simplicity, conciseness, and clarity of message. So good luck, future educators. Have a good day. Bye.